All right. So starting this again for some of you that didn't hear that, I hope you can hear it now and see my screen also. So we are going to go through, again, starting at the beginning, we are going to go through a business intranet and Office 365. We will go through IT help desk processes, how to simplify these, what it means really to set it up in an Office 365 intranet solution, and then we will do a demo of BizPortal 365. Okay, a quick introduction about myself. A quick introduction. About 18 years of experience with enterprise infrastructure and applications. I have 12 years of experience with SharePoint deployments and integration on-premise SharePoint. So I've been working with SharePoint 2007, 2010, and then most recently with SharePoint Online. And I've also worked in the CRM and project management space. 4 years of experience, most recently with cloud platforms, so deploying all of these solutions on Microsoft Azure and AWS. And currently I'm focused really on the Office 365 stack and Dynamics 365. So setting up solutions, including an intranet solution on these two platforms. Okay. All right. A little bit about our company. We are a full service product development, implementation, data migration company, and also we provide Office 365 and SharePoint Online services. Okay, that is customizations and so on. We have deep expertise in the intranet and digital workplace solutions, which are built on SharePoint and other Office 365 apps. And obviously, all of this is hosted on Microsoft Azure. So if you do have a stack that you want to build on top of Microsoft Azure, be it a virtualization stack, and then also work with intranets and so on, we have deep expertise in that area. Our focus really is on Office 365, small, medium, and enterprise level businesses, and we work across all industries. SharePoint framework is really industry agnostic, so be it from process manufacturing industries to legal to retail, we service all industries. And we are a Microsoft Gold partner for 15 plus years. And we have deep, relationship with Microsoft. We follow the Office 365 roadmap for our deployments and so on. Okay, moving on to what is a business intranet on Office 365. A business intranet, it provides a central source of truth of all your business data. Okay, it offers self-service tools for your employees. It provides a simple user experience, and it provides a cohesive workplace solution. Now, a business intranet is different from a social intranet. You will see a lot of solutions out there, ready-to-go intranet solutions, which really focus on the social level, that is in terms of employee engagement, that they read certain news announcements, they're able to like it, share it with people, and that is one form of an intranet solution. The other is really focused on your business needs, and you really want to have an intranet deployed for your employees where they can come in, they can fill in their forms, manage their day-to-day work, and that's what we focus on really with our solution. And Office 365 as your business hub, let's talk about that. With all the Office 365 apps, like Microsoft Delve, which is really for getting a great view of all your documents, your recent documents, the ones that you're working on, maybe Outlook for email. Obviously, most of you, I'm assuming, would use Outlook for your emails, OneDrive for file storage. Then you would use Teams for real-time messaging. A lot of teams, that is groups or departments in companies, would want to use a chat-based workplace. So Teams provides a great chat-based workplace solution. Yammer for group discussions, and you can have projects set up and then discuss around those. You can use Microsoft Flow and Power Apps for setting up automated workflows. Maybe document approvals could be set up through these tools. And then you would have Power BI for reports and analytics. So with all of these applications, obviously they are integrated in some form or the other, but really to provide a cohesive workplace solution, you would need an intranet solution. And that's where our focus is on providing you that business hub, which is at the core of the entire Office 365 stack. Okay. Outside of the stack, really you have other applications depending on your business. Let's say you're a manufacturing company, you would have an ERP solution, and all companies really for their sales, marketing, service efforts, they would use some CRM solution. And then some of the companies would use a QMS, for example. So you would really want your Office 365 intranet to be integrated with these tools. And we provide that framework. This Portals 365 being a business intranet, we do provide you with that ability to integrate all these line of business applications. Okay. Now let's talk about specifically today's topic, that is IT help desk processes. Okay. Now, in an IT department in general, I'm sure most of your organizations have an IT department. IT people in general like to focus on their day-to-day tasks and not really focus on a lot of documentation, a lot of task management, which they have to do with tools. But obviously, to keep themselves organized, they want to have a central location and easy solution where they can quickly go and update information there. Right? That's just the general way IT departments function. So an Office 365 intranet really would house all the updates that the IT team is working on, all the reports and documents in one place. So let's say there's a department site that you would create on your intranet, and it would, if it gives you an easy way to just store all this information, that would be great for IT. Easy to add, edit, and distribute content. Right. So within the IT department, plus two other business users, if they want to distribute certain content, it should be easy enough. Also for their internal teams, global search across all information, be it knowledge base, FAQs for IT, especially with global IT teams, they would want a great knowledge base setup, and that's what we provide in our solution. And then tracking all the projects. There are a lot of IT department projects that usually take that are in motion at all points, be it business continuity, disaster recovery projects, maybe it's setup of new networks, and so on. So a great place to track IT department projects. Okay, and it automates help desk case management. Now, for an internal IT internal IT department, really they want to make sure all the end users are serviced. So how do you really keep all of that in one place? Well, you set up a case management system in Office 365 intranet, and you can have multi-step workflows, approval cycles for those cases that people submit. You can also generate usage, consumption reports from end users and store it in one place. You can send notifications, reminders, not only to users for certain things, but also to the IT team itself on certain things that they have to execute at a point in time, right? So an efficient Office 365 intranet really automates all of these things and makes life easier for the IT team. And then an Office 365 intranet should offer self-service tools. So whether it's for end users like self-help, there's nothing like providing help to end users so they can service themselves rather than going to IT. Reduces the burden on the team to service end users. Also, a great way to submit help desk tickets, service tickets, and be notified of any updates. And then for the internal IT team, great way to publish their policies. They have a lot of SLAs that they have to adhere to, their policy documents, procedures, maybe ITIL documents that they store. They can store that in an intranet solution. Okay. Moving on, for an IT help desk processes, again, another thing that they would want to do is really manage their day-to-day work. very simply. Now, the day-to-day work in an IT organization really is all around keeping an inventory of all the assets in the organization. So you can easily keep track of all your assets in the IT site, which I'll show you in a minute. Also, keep all your SOPs and documents in one location. You have a lot of audit checklists. So once a quarter, IT departments get involved in doing audits, internal audits. So to have those checklists at your fingertips is great if you can keep it in one location. Also, at the same point, manage your help desk cases at the same location. Store all your network monitoring reports, security and usage reports, and then last but not the least, have all your maintenance schedules. So you can have a calendar really of all your IT maintenance schedules in one location. So having all of that in one location in an intranet really simplifies the processes for an IT team. And it also helps in improving the team collaboration, right? Again, as I mentioned, if you're a large organization and you have a global IT team, if you have a dedicated site, it's great to have all of that in one place. You can run multiple IT projects within your department site. You could have team discussions, internal discussions, because by and large, there are two departments in an organization which really, have a lot of discussions internal. Those are not exposed to employees. So great way to have those discussions within a team site. And then you could have tasks with embedded checklists. Okay, what I mean by that is that there is a certain checklist of items that you want to make sure you adhere to, make sure you execute all of those. You could embed checklists within a specific task and always keep it there readily available for you. So with this, hope I gave you a good understanding of all the key functions of an IT department and how these processes can be simplified if you use a intranet solution. All right. Let me also cover this because there's always this question of if you want to build an Office 365 intranet, you can build it yourself if you have the SharePoint expertise in-house, right? But it takes a long time and there's a huge dollar investment, be it in terms of labor or skill sets there. And there's an increased risk of failure because though you might have a SharePoint developer in-house, but executing a project for developing an intranet is not that easy. You have to deal with multiple departments and make sure everything is being done in the right sequence, and requirements keep changing. So there is a downside to building an intranet solution yourself. Now, the flip side of that is you can choose a ready-made, ready-to-go Office 365 intranet solution, which meets 80 to 90% of your needs out of the box, right? Again, we don't claim that our solution really provides everything that you would need because you would have your custom requirements, right? But it would meet generally anywhere between 80 to 90% of your needs. And then with some quick customizations, we can meet 100% of your needs. Then there is a quick ROI because there's minimal investment. Just to give you an example, our intranet solution can be deployed really on your Office 365 tenant within 2 weeks. Once you move ahead with us, sign the contract, within 2 weeks, you have been onboarded. You can start using your intranet. You have branded it, you have set up your departments and so on. And it's great for IT also that when they get involved in a project like this, they can quickly release this intranet site to the end users. Okay. And there's cost-free updates. Basically, what that means is with your price for your license per user, everything is included in terms of updates, in terms of support. We make sure that we are readily available to handle all your requirements right there. All right, with that, let's move ahead and let me show you an example of our application. Okay, so this is our BizPortal's 365 intranet solution. Hope you can still see my screen. So with this, this is so easy to deploy. It's basically installation is about literally 90 minutes of time because it registers on your Office 365 tenant, and with that installation, you get this entire framework ready to go. Right now, I'll just tell you a couple of key points, and then we'll move into the IT help desk scenarios. So with this intranet solution, you can distribute information to all your employees very easily, right? So no IT assistants, no HR assistants to publish information. As managers, you can publish news and announcements very easily. As IT and HR resource employees, you can go ahead and publish any alerts for your employees. Very easy to do that. So I'll just show you a quick example. If you have rights to do so, you can quickly just click on that plus sign, put a title message here, set an expiry date for your alert, and then also choose if you want to notify all employees or if you have groups of employees, maybe by location, you can set that up here and notify them. Okay, so very easy to publish this information. For an end user, it's as simple as coming in, clicking on this, and consuming this information. All right. So we have calendars here. You can share calendars, for all your employees, be it holidays or who's going to be taking time off, who is out of the office currently. All of that really can come all together in one calendar. You can also bring your personal calendars here and see everything in one view. Okay, so information distribution is very easy. You can do, managers can quickly set up some employee recognition stuff. So you can set up an article here, publish this for the users. This goes a long way for boosting employee morale. And then since we deploy on your Office 365 tenant, all users who have access to the BIS Portals 365 intranet start showing up here. So you have an entire employee directory here. You can get in touch with them via chat, email, right? It's all integrated with Skype and Outlook, and quickly you can email them right from here. And then a couple of other web paths. Since today is all about IT help desk processes, I will also mention that your IT department really, once they might get involved in deploying the intranet, but then they're really not involved in managing this. So this is management is really set up with different access levels. So as employees, you do have certain control over the information you publish and the timing of that information. Okay. All right. Let's move on to one help desk process, which is really the help desk ticketing system. Okay, so we provide 8 to 10 forms out of the box. Okay, and we'll cover the rest later as we get time, but let's focus on one. So here is your IT help desk form. So let's take this where your end user comes in and he's having a problem with something. So let's say his laptop is not working. He'll probably put a title here, put a quick description of the problem he's having, based on how soon he needs it. Everyone needs things immediately. So let's say he puts it at high priority. He can select the categories of the problem. So as I said, with a laptop, if he's having a problem, he'll select that. He might put in a detailed description of what the problem he's facing with, and he'll put his contact info if it is different. Then it's published, phone or extension. If he wants to be contacted by cell, whatever, he'll put his number here, and he can put an attachment. Because users, they get errors, they take screenshots, they can attach it here, and then simply you can submit this form. So it's as easy as opening this form and filling it in. As soon as this is filled, IT gets a notification. So IT really, again, as I mentioned way back, that they really want to function very quickly. They want to be very efficient, not that other people don't, but IT, in specifically the IT resources, they want a very quick way of getting to information. So we provide in-app notifications here. So as soon as IT gets a new form, it could go to an IT department, a team of people, and they get notified that there is a new form that has come in. Okay. Now we provide a form center here that you can see on the top. So with the Form Center, really you see specifically for IT Help Desk, you see a link here for open saved records, right? What that really does is, if you click on it, again, this is for the IT department, they are able to get to this view very quickly, and they'll be able to see cases, that is the entire team's cases. Maybe some of those are assigned to a specific user, so they'll start seeing that here, and they can also get a view of all cases in the system. So different ways of seeing this, again, based on the dates that have been put there, because once they put due dates and so on, they can also start getting views of any overdue cases, other cases that are due today. So very easy for the IT department to work on these, right? With this just one single view, they can really manage the entire help desk cases. Okay. Now, outside of this, what we also provide is in our intranet, you could create departments. So again, we'll focus on one, which is the IT department. So let's go to the IT department side. So IT, this is the house for an IT department, and here they can manage all kinds of things. One being they can publish videos, maybe they are training videos, maybe they want their department resources to get certified. You can publish a video and stream it through this web part, okay? And for IT department, and also there's news and announcements. Maybe there's a new hire, or within the IT department, you want to remind everyone of some maintenance schedule coming up, you can publish that here. Some quick links for IT right here. And then there is a section which is most beneficial as I see it in our intranet solution. You can publish all kinds of lists, be it task lists or issues. You can publish calendars, right? So for example, let's say there's an assets list. So all the software, hardware assets that a company has, those could be recorded in a list here. Now you could build this list based on your requirements. That is all the columns you can define, build this list, and then populate it with all the information right here. So as you can see, this list really houses all the routers, firewalls. So this is more infrastructure related switches that you have. You can put the specifications of each and other details right here. Okay, so you can manage all your assets here. Obviously, there's a way to extend all of this. That is, you could have a form, for example, where someone requests an asset and then you acquire that asset and it automatically comes here. So we can work with you and design these lists and other forms to really give you a full asset management solution. Okay. Another example of a great list in an IT department, we have called it BCDR. That's a generic term for business continuity and disaster recovery. So IT department really can keep all the schedules for all their testing that they do. They run the DR drills, that is a disaster recovery drills on the infrastructure, and they can keep a log of all of that right on this calendar, right? So they can easily get reminded. So let's say for the month of May, there are 3. You could toggle between months and keep others, see all of that. So great way to keep a calendar here for your IT department. Then obviously you're working with a lot of vendors, right? Be it hardware vendors, maybe some software vendors, some partnerships that you have with others. So you can keep a contact list right here. Okay. And then you can also manage all the tasks of an IT department right in this site. So very easy to create a new task. It's as easy as clicking on the plus sign, just works like a spreadsheet, and you can quickly create tasks here. Or you can take a bigger view and let me see if you can, I'll just show you all. You can create a new task by invoking this longer form. So for an IT department, again, if you start thinking of simplifying all the information, all the content, all the work that an IT department does, this site is robust enough, this framework is robust enough where you can build all of this and maintain all of this information. Okay. Then moving down, there is a great document library. You can, keep all your ITIL documents, plans, policies, for IT SLA level documents. All of that here. You can categorize your documents and you can sort them by category. You can build custom views, okay, for all your documents. And you can have multiple document libraries. So if your IT department is global, you could do it by location, or let's say in this case, in this example, you want to keep all your reports, okay, separately. You can just switch to the another document library for your reports, and you can see that here. Okay. So with all of this, I think the message that I really want to give with this solution is that it's all about organizing all your information, keeping it in a central place, simplifying your processes, making sure everything can be executed from the single page right here. Okay. By the way, these reports that I told you about, let's say, I'm just going to open the document here. So this is one of the reports. So now these reports are coming from other systems. If you'll need, we can even automatically get these reports in these document libraries. So if another tool, a monitoring tool, generates a report, we can automatically publish it. If we can get that into the realm of using Microsoft Flow and publish all those reports right in the document library, that would really ease all the work of really manually publishing it. We can automatically get it here. Now, all of these document libraries of a intranet solution are integrated with OneDrive. Okay, so with OneDrive, basically, you see if you're part of the IT department, you see that library here, and as you are seeing all these documents, you can access it directly from a OneDrive. So our Office 365 intranet solution is tightly integrated with Office 365 apps. Again, if you are using custom things here, we can definitely work with you and get those in. Okay. Now, outside of these tasks, as I had mentioned earlier, you want to execute projects, right? IT department always is involved in executing projects. So we provide a project management solution, and let's see it in relation to an IT department. So if you click on projects, really you go to a project list. Right now, again, for demo purposes, you see there's one project in an IT department. It's a Microsoft CRM deployment. So that gets listed, but basically this provides a full portfolio view if you had X projects running here. And you could, clicking on this project, you would jump to a project site. Again, project site within an IT department, let's say there are 2 people executing this or 4, only they would have access to this. A great way to see a summary view of the project. Okay, again, news and announcements here. You can put that for a project team. You can have discussion items here. Again, this discussions is a threaded discussion between your team members. But let's say you're using Yammer or Skype, you want to integrate those things. We could work with you and get those in. Okay. Task list, action items, risks and issues for a project, everything can be recorded. By the way, all of these things on the left, they can be customized to your individual needs. You can build your own lists here. But basically with tasks, you can put these tasks here, assign it to people, they can get notified and they can update these tasks, right? Again, if you have a complex project, for example, a disaster recovery project that you're working on, there are multiple ways to see this task list and work on them. So I'll just show you some of these as they load in. Essentially, a project site also gives you a document library specifically to that project. So this is for the Microsoft CRM deployments, and you can see all your documents around that are stored here. Okay. Again, accessible by your OneDrive also, if you had access to it. So in the IT department projects, you can see you have those libraries. Anyways, so another way to manage all your tasks is really, you could do it by the task list on the project side. You can have a Kanban board view of all your tasks here, and you can manage it right from here. Okay, so you could execute your task this way, or if it's an advanced project, we give you a Gantt chart view also of your projects. So you can set up dependencies between your tasks and manage it, drag and drop dependencies and the status of these. You can change it using Gantt chart view. So we give you quite a few options on how you want to execute tasks, but essentially a project site really brings together all of the components of a project management system. So this business intranet again is great for users and IT departments specifically, that they can really not only manage the department tasks, they can manage help desk tickets for end users, they can run projects all in one intranet solution. Okay. So hopefully this gives you an idea of the extent of simplification of all your processes. Now you can think of extending this to all of the departments in your organization, right? So we provide you with an employee center here, right? So employee center essentially, just switching gears for a little bit, employee center is really for HR to publish information and then for all employees to consume information, right? So similar setup, as you can see in the IT department side. Employee center also, you can build your custom lists here, provide information for your employees right here. And then you also get a document library where you have all your plan, policies, benefits for your employees. So consistency is what we focus on, because we understand that in a business, really for business users, when they traverse from one section of the intranet to the other, they don't see any difference in presentation of information. So whether you're an IT department user, marketing, sales, your department sites really function the same way, and so does the employee center, right? So you always have a document library at the bottom of the page in every site. You always have these lists right in the middle. You have news and announcements right at the top. Okay. So hopefully this gives you a good idea of setting up your IT department, getting them working within an intranet platform, supporting your end users right at the beginning. The last thing I would like to mention is once in an IT department, let's say, you have a lot of tasks assigned to you, you have a lot of documents to review. How do you do that versus jumping from one, let's say you are part of 5 or 6 projects and you have tasks. So the way you would do it is use your dashboard view, which is called My Site here. So let me go ahead and open that up for you and show that very quickly. So My Site is really a personal view that you can get for all your tasks, documents, reminders. So again, for IT department, it's great. You can see all your projects listed in one single view. You can see all your tasks, for example, right? So this is a great organizational framework for managing all of these things. You can see tasks which are due today, overdue tasks. Again, for IT to see this and quickly work through that, there's a great business value for them. Documents, as I mentioned, you can see all the documents that have come in the portal. You can get a view of these. The documents that you're following, I think it's taking a little bit to refresh on my screen, but basically I hope you get an idea of a dashboard view that you can use or IT people can use. All right, so that concludes our webinar on simplifying IT processes. I'll take questions. I'll see if we have some questions here. Okay. This is unresponsive. Anyways, so I'll take some questions, and again, other questions, if we cannot get to it, we'll reply it via email. Okay. So the first question here is, okay, how long does it take to set up this? Okay, basically, right after installation, that is just one online meeting where we install this. Really setting this intranet solution up is within our estimate is 2 business weeks. That is within 10 days. That is again working with you. So it's really based on your availability, but 4 to 5 sessions where we brand your intranet and we set up your departments and security access for your employees. You could get up and running on this. And again, it depends on the level of content you want to bring in, maybe from other systems, but we can assist you with all of that in our onboarding process. Okay. Next question. How can we bring in other monitoring applications into this? Okay, so the next, in terms of monitoring systems, with the experience at least I've had with a lot of networking monitoring systems, that usually very few systems provide an API that you can directly integrate, bring in reports. So what we would have to do is basically the reports would get published from those monitoring systems, and then we would consume that, probably pick it up from a location once they are published, and then bring it into the IT department side and store it within the department side. Okay, as I told you, as I showed you earlier. Okay. Okay. What's the pricing of this? Okay, let me go ahead and bring up the last slide so that way you can have this. So our list price, obviously, it's listed on our website. Right now it's $10 per user per month, and then we have some onboarding fees depending on the size of your organization and so on. So if you have any questions specific to your organization, please send us an email. You can send it to sales@BizPortals. We're happy to review that and get back with you. We do have special pricing for nonprofits and educational institutions. So we would certainly like to hear back from you, and we'll work with you. And again, for demos, one-on-one demos, you can contact us. If you have services needs that is outside of our product that we provide, we also are involved with providing Office 365 and SharePoint online services or on-premise. Okay, so if you have a SharePoint on-premise deployment, we can certainly work with you and service you for your requirements there. All right, I'll take the last question. Okay, how do you integrate this with CRM? Okay, so in terms of CRM solutions, obviously with Microsoft CRM, it's a no-brainer. We can integrate our intranet solution, bring information in, whether it is sales, marketing information, we can get it into a department side. But we also could work with you on other CRM solutions. So let's say you have some marketing automation system or your Salesforce. We could certainly see how to bring information, integrate it, and bring it in to this. All right, I think that's about the time that we have. Thanks a lot for attending this webinar, and hope to hear back from you. And you'll get an email, with some material from this webinar. And again, get in touch with us, and we can work with you on all of these. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time.